I went to Tuesday morning the other day and picked up a few things that I thought I would show you. I picked up actually quite a bit more than this, but some of the things I got were for a friend who likes surprises, so I don't want to ruin it for him by showing those to you. He'll make a video and show him whenever I get around to sending it. Anyway, I hadn't been to Tuesday morning since we moved to the southwest area of town. We used to live up in northwest Houston, and now we're in southwest. And my nearest Tuesday morning was just up the road in Sugar Land. And it was definitely the largest, most well-kept and organized Tuesday morning that I've ever been in. It was really great. They had a whole entire aisle. I mean, the whole thing is in like a big concrete floor warehouse looking place. It looked kind of like a garden ridge. Not quite as big as a garden ridge, but you know, that same kind of industrial shelving warehouse situation. And the craft aisle was seriously one big long aisle. And you know, normally in the other Tuesday mornings I've been in, it's usually a short aisle or, you know, a section of one aisle. Oh no, they had a long section, and they had a whole clearance section off in another place, you know, with shelves and shelves. It was great. I totally enjoyed my Tuesday morning experience there. And on the craft aisle, they had, you know, all down one side is all their craft stuff. All down the other side was all of the paper goods, the napkins, the wrapping paper, the gift bags, the tissue paper, which was the perfect logical choice. I mean, it was great. I just kept looking to the right and the left and the right and the left, and yeah, it was awesome. I did find some things I'm pretty excited about. Let's see. I found some paint. They had a whole bunch of this Martha Stewart glass paint, and some of it had glitter, and almost all of it was either translucent or transparent. This was the only one that said opaque. It says glass paint, gloss, opaque. And it was 99 cents. So, you know, what? Yeah, who cares? Glass paint, it doesn't matter. You can use it on paper. So I'm going to see what this is about. I would have bought more if they'd had more opaque, but they were all transparent or translucent, and I find I don't have much of a use for that. So I'll check that out. This one was $1.49 from Jenny Bolin for Ranger. The color is called Cough Syrup. It says acrylic paint dabber. I don't know what this is. I'm going to see. Let's just see. Let's just open this and experience it together. What do you say? You know, it was a pleasing color, and it was something different, and it said dabber. I don't have a dabber. Well, I do have a dabber. I have a few distressed dabbers that someone gave to me. Other than that, I don't have any dabber paints. So, let's see what this dabber situation is all about. Paint on there. I'm going to set my stuff in it. Here we go. Yeah, it's a dabber. Let's see if it needs to be unsealed or anything. I guess not. I guess we just squeeze and go. Is that how it works? Press down. Yeah. Durr. No, honey, I'm just in here talking to myself. I know, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm filming. Oh, there we go. Oh, now we're getting some action. Well, that's kind of cool. That's kind of convenient. And, yeah, okay. That'll be fun. That was worth the $1.49 I paid for it. Alrighty, got that. I got some other paints. These, they had several of this Pearl brand. They had a bunch of chalkboard paints too, which I already have. I had no need for it. They had a blue and a black. Some were in pretty big containers, but I left those for someone else. I left those for you to go pick up. But these, I did grab, and would have grabbed more if they'd had them. They were $1.99, and they are just inexpensive acrylic paint, tube paints. Let's just see what these are all about. Oh, those are nice. That's fairly decent pigment there. Yeah. Okay, those are good. And then also, they had this one jar for $3.99 of yellow ochre, which I actually use quite a bit of, because yellow ochre just makes everything happy. No matter what kind of horrible mess you've made, you add yellow ochre to it, and somehow it's okay. It seems that way for me anyway. I don't know. Anyway, I got through a lot of yellow ochre, so I got some. Also, in the paint category, I picked up these Posh Impressions Luminous Metallic Inkabilities Rainbow Sponge Inks to accent your melt art with these multi-surface inks. Okay, I'm not doing a lot of melt art these days. I think they're talking about, you know, like embossing powders, ultra-thick powders. It says you can use it on clay and shrink plastic, acrylic wood, all that. So, I don't know what I bought. Let's just see. I think they were $5. Yeah, $5 for 6 metallic inks or paints, inks, and the package is way smarter than me. There. Okay. So this says, step 1. Oh yeah, it's to use with the rainbow sponge. Y'all, there's a video out there somewhere of Dee Grunig demonstrating the rainbow sponge and wiggling it, and she's just having a happy time. It is hilarious. And if you've ever seen her in person, which I don't know, is she still doing this kind of thing? I would have thought she would retire by now, because I can remember 20 years ago she was rainbow sponging it. But anyway, she's hilarious. It comes with a tips and technique brochure, which probably would have been more effective had it been in color, but okay, that's just me. And I don't care about that because I'm not using it with my rainbow sponge. I don't have a rainbow sponge. I just want to see what these are all about. Acid-free rainbow ink. Shake well, squeeze bottle, clean hands with soap and water. Don't take internally. Okay. Oh, they shake like a paint pen. Well, that is encouraging, because I was expecting them to be really thick and going to be hard to shake up if they'd separate. Tiny little applicator tip. Oh, lovely. These look like the same colors as that set of Marvy metallic markers they used to have. Well, I don't know, maybe they still do. I used to have a bunch of them. I'm curious about drying time. You know, is it a pigment? Is it a, what is it? It doesn't feel like a pigment ink. So it looks to me like once it's dry, it's dry. It doesn't have to be, well, I already had it on my hand. Not quite completely dry, but I think it will, and it won't have to be sealed or anything. These are going to be fine. Yeah, I just might add a little metallic to all kinds of things coming up. So there we go. And again, those were $5, $4.99. Okay. I wouldn't have even given this a second glance if I had not seen someone use it recently. And I can't for the life of me remember who. Was it Kathy? It doesn't feel like it was Kathy, but it might have been Kathy Rose Creations. I don't know. If you're the one who I saw using this recently, let me know, because I remember I watched you use it and I was like, oh, that's cool, and you said you got it at Tuesday morning, and I forgot about it. You know, after that I completely forgot about it till I saw it there at the store, and then before I knew what was happening I had thrown it into my cart. You know. Okay, let's open this up. This was $9 for the little roller thing and a replacement roller, and they had some more replacement rollers that were just plain. They didn't have a texture on them, but they were the same size to fit this, even though they were a different brand, FYI. But you can just roll this in paint or ink or whatever. And I just think that's fabulous. I guess you just, oh yeah, it kind of pulls easily because, you know, it's wire. And then you can put your new roller on there. Oh yeah, these are great. And circles and lines, you know, perfect. Geometrics. That's going to be fun. I'm liking that. Use it with my new paints over here. Okay, then I got a few stencils. This one was, I already threw the package away. I started opening some of the stuff because I wanted to use the packaging for something else. But I think it was from Plaid, and it's one of their, it's an adhesive stencil. You know, it's got the sticky on it. So, you know, it's easy to use on curved surfaces, you know, and I think they'd shown it used on a pillow or something with fabric paint or whatever, you know, I don't care. I like the pattern, and it was maybe $1.49, which is really why I bought it. You know, it's a stencil, it was cheap, it was an appealing pattern, there we go. So, there's that. They had some awesome giant textile stencils like you would use on a big rug or a wall or something. I mean, they were big. One of them had dots on it. Oh, they were fabulous, but they weren't on clearance or anything, and I didn't want to pay for them. I don't remember how much they were. You know, it wasn't bad, but just more than I wanted to pay. I did, however, shell out the money for these, and I nearly shelled out a lot more because they had a lot more. These are the Stencil 1 stencils, and I had bought one not too long ago at Aaron Brothers, and it was just a woman's face, and she's a black woman, and she's got this big hair, and oh man, she was so fun on a jelly plate. Let me tell you. But these are Ed Roth designs, and I'm assuming they're from Plaid. I guess Plaid distributes Stencil 1 or whatever, however that works. But they're large, and they are usually very urban, street art looking type things. They had one that had like a British theme. It had the flag, it had a double-decker bus and a phone booth. They had one that was a New York theme. It had the Statue of Liberty and some other New Yorky stuff. And they had a nautical theme one. You know, they had several. And they're all like this. And this was the only one that was a single image. But, you know, even though it's a single image, you can use parts of it, right? So it's very versatile. Let's get a better look. You just can't really appreciate things inside the package, right? You gotta hold it in your hand for real. These were $3.99. Regularly $9.99 to $12.99, and that is true because that's what they were at Aaron Brothers. So this was a good price. $4 for a stencil is a good price for a stencil this size. It's 12 by 12. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, so you can just use parts of it, mask these others off if you want. I love this bird. So there we have that one. And this one is a, what theme is this? I don't know. Birds. That's the theme. There we go. And these, the ones that have more than one image, you can, they will come apart. See how it's perforated? So you can separate them. into more manageable pieces. And then there's the image. This is just a nice background. It's kind of different, not really a pattern I've seen. And then this is a repeat of this bird over here, but that's okay. You know, it was $4, and then I wanted the solid bird, and I wanted this anyway, so I may gift that to someone since I've already got it over here. That's what I'll do. I'll gift that to someone, and I know who. So, yes, check out the stencils. This store was so awesome. It had all of their scrapbook papers. You know how usually they're stacked on a shelf, and then you have to kind of lift them up and go through them. The ones that were on sale were stacked like that, but their regular ones were all in a nice display rack where you could flip through them and see what's what, and you didn't have to lift up that whole stack. It was great. I just loved my Tuesday morning experience. Can you tell? And they had so many fabulous things. I had to talk myself out of quite a bit of things, but usually it was things where, you know, I'd go to put it in my cart, and I'd think, okay, Shannon, you have a dozen more very similar to that back at home that you still haven't used. Do you really need that? Well, no, of course not. So I limited myself, tried to be grown-up about it. I got one last thing that's not going to fit in the frame here, but I think I'll just show you the label so you can see what it is. And don't ask me what in the heck I'm going to do with it. I don't know, but I really, really felt like I needed it. And I didn't have one here at the house that I hadn't used, so there. It's called a museum tote clipboard. And that's basically all it is. It's, you know, it's made out of clipboard material, but it's giant. It measures 22 by 25 inches. It has this big rubber band at the bottom to hold your stuff, and this handle so you can pick it up. So really that's what appealed to me. It's like a work surface, and I tend to just art everywhere, all over my house. Like I have ruined every flat surface in our house because I've done some kind of something on it. So I was hoping maybe this might be a good surface to art on. You know, I'm not much of a fine art sketch drawer person, but, you know, whatever. These clips are fascinating. Okay, this is how they work. I played with them yesterday. They were so fun. Watch. Oh, let's see if I can remember. Yeah, you kind of pull this down, push in, pull down, and then watch. Whoop. Can you see it? That was just all kinds of fun. And of course I'm just thinking, no time at all, that sucker's gonna break. But it'll be fun while it lasts. So anyway, that's the clamp that holds down either your paper or your pad. Let me see if it says if there's a maximum size of pad that it will hold. It just says for sketches or pads, so I guess it will hold until it breaks. Then you'll know that your pad was too thick to put under there. I don't really intend to, you know, use it for that, so it's okay. But this is what it is, and I can just see me toting this from room to room. It's a little bit large for a lap thing to sit in my lap on the couch, but don't you think I won't try it, because I will. I have a very pitiful lap desk in there now that's broken and awful, so maybe this will be my new one. I don't know. But it was, I threw the wrapper away. It wasn't expensive. $7.99. Yeah. $7.99. So $8, and it had a retail price of 20. So, you know, $8 for a portable work surface. I was good with that. So I'm really excited about this. I don't know how practical it's going to be, but I will find out. And that concludes this Tuesday morning haul. The end.